Hey, what's up everybody? How you guys doing? Happy late afternoon, early evening. Hawk's Nest stream tonight over on the Hawk's Nest channel. Gonna be about 8 o'clock when the Thursday night game is hopefully about wrapping up. So tune on in. 8 o'clock Pacific. We're gonna talk about this upcoming Chargers game. Gonna talk about what we can expect, talk about what we can do, and hopefully by the end we have some pretty good answers on what to expect on Sunday. So, with that being said, let's talk about this Chargers game a little bit here and focus in on this injury report because to me, the injuries kind of tell most of the story here. Chargers, very talented team, a lot of great stuff going on over there in terms of their roster. Not so much great stuff happening on that team in terms of their coaching. Brandon Staley to me looks like he avoided the one and done, but I don't. If things continue to go the way they are, I have a hard time believing he's going to avoid the two and done, because it's not just the aggressiveness on fourth down; it's the fact that he's a defensive coach, and that Chargers defense is atrocious. So they've got great players that can overcome the coaching staff sometimes. And looking at this game before the season started, I definitely thought to myself, the talent is going to be too much. This Chargers team is just too good. We're not going to be able to beat them. But these injury situations have kind of cast things into a new light. So I want to talk about what we've got as of today. This injury report came out a little bit ago, and there's actually, I'm going to call it concerning at this point. I'm going to call it a little bit concerning now. You take a look at this injury report and you'll see, okay, Penny Hart, that's fine. Artie Burns not really playing anyway. That's fine. Isaiah Dunn didn't really play. Gabe Jackson, is he even one of the top two guards on this team? Like, if he's out, then it's not the end of the world. But Tyler Lockett did not participate in practice again. And I believe he also didn't participate in practice on Thursday last week, and then he played. So some people are going to say, oh, well, that's fine. It's the same thing as last week, but last week he didn't do much in the game. Of course, I'm not here to imply that, Lockett's starting to slip. I made a video a couple weeks ago about how he's better than ever, and overall he is. But I'm looking at the fact that he showed up on the injury report for a couple weeks now. Looking at the fact that in the last game it seemed like he was struggling a little bit to get open and struggling to produce the way he had in the other games this year. And I'm wondering, is this something that's going to limit his ability? So I'm a little bit concerned now because usually a player who does not practice on Thursday does not play on Sunday. There are exceptions. Lockett is a veteran. He knows this offense. He's been here for years. He's been playing with these guys for a little while now. He doesn't necessarily need the practice or anything. Little bit concerned about his availability on Sunday now, though, and even if he is available, how good is he going to be? So that's kind of a big deal. Otherwise, the news is mostly good. Quentin Jefferson was limited, but I think he's going to play. And everyone else ready to go. Nwosu, there was never an injury. Noah Fant seems fine. Al Woods back. He's back, participating in practice fully. Ryan Neal is fine after a little bit of a concern on Wednesday. Goodwin's practicing in full, and he played last week. So other than the Lockett thing, which is obviously significant, we're looking pretty good going into this weekend. So assuming the Lockett thing clears up, if he practices tomorrow and he's good to go on game day, we're sitting pretty. The Chargers, this is where, to me, the game kind of gets decided, or how I feel about the game is going to get decided. Because the Chargers are a team that is ravaged with injuries. And we know we're not going to have to deal with Bosa. Bosa is out. We know we're not going to have to deal with Rashawn Slater. Rashawn Slater's out. I believe Dustin Hopkins, it's already widely assumed he's not going to play, so we're going to get a reserve kicker, and we know that can affect the game, especially with this Chargers team that loves to go for it on fourth down anyway. They might go for it on every fourth down when they're in field goal range because they don't trust their kicker. So, significant. That's one of the best edge rushers in the league. That's one of the best left tackles in the league. this team is already crippled, and then you take a look at the rest of this stuff. Keenan Allen, limited. They're saying he's going to be back this week, but to be perfectly honest, I feel like I've heard that sentiment from him a couple times already this year, and then he just gets to game day and doesn't play. So I'm not convinced. And if he does play, what's he going to be able to do? Great route runner is Keenan Allen. Definitely a different kind of challenge for somebody like a Tariq Woolen or a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jackson. But if he's got a hamstring injury hampering his ability to run routes, which is, like I said, his great strength as a player, is that even going to be that big of a problem for this defense? So the Keenan Allen thing, he's one of the better receivers in the league. Very, very crucial there, especially because it looks like the Chargers are going to be without Joshua Palmer with a concussion and one of their tight ends, Donald Parham Jr., with a concussion. So pass catchers are in short supply over there right now. Also significant, hugely significant, is Corey Linsley. Because you look at that Monday night game, because the Chargers, we obviously all got to watch them play on Monday night recently, and their offensive line was beyond terrible. Their right tackle was just basically letting dudes run right around him. Their interior line played. Zion Joseph got whistled for 3 holding calls in that game by himself, I believe. Their replacement left tackle, whose name escapes me, was bad. There was a point in this game where they lost Will Clapp, who was their backup center as is, and then they had to put in their third stringer. So the offensive line's a complete mess, and it's no wonder Justin Herbert has a rib injury with the way he's getting plastered on every other passing play. So if they don't have Corey Linsley, who missed last week with an illness and is still not a full participant in practice, if Linsley's out and you see the same offensive line that you saw against the Broncos, and you see the pass rush that we saw for the Seahawks against the Cardinals, that takes away a huge chunk of why I believe this game was going to be so hard for us to get. If Justin Herbert doesn't get time back there, if he doesn't get the clean pockets that give him the ability to let things develop downfield and then push the ball down the field with his absolutely incredible arm, then what good stuff is really going to happen for that Chargers team right now? It's a struggle for them to run the ball with their offensive line the way that it is. About all they can do is just feed the ball to Gerald Everett over and over and over again, and he's having a good year. He's a good player, but talk about absolutely taking all the bite out of this Chargers offense with all these things that have just added up, like Keenan Allen, like Corey Linsley, on top of Rashawn Slater. It's kind of a mess over there right now because of these injuries. So I'm really interested to see who ends up suiting up on Sunday, and going to be very interested to see what the injury report tells us tomorrow evening. Definitely going to make a video about that. But look, this Chargers defense is bad. This Chargers defense is really bad. We should be able to score points. So I'm just looking at this Chargers offense, trying to figure out who we're going to have to deal with. Because we're getting great corner play right now, and if the Chargers don't have some of their key receivers, then it's going to be really hard for them to find a way to do anything. Our pass rush found some life against the Cardinals. If they're really missing all these starters along the offensive line, like Slater, like Linsley, then good luck figuring it out. So definitely crucial stuff happening here. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. See you guys later tonight in the stream. Go Hawks.